You mentioned infinite campus and the calculation or the assigning that to at-risk. Can you help me understand a little bit more about that that element of at-risk category and its connection to infinite campus?
Jason Goudie for the record. So Infinite Campus has developed what they call a grad score. And the reason grad score is because tied to the piece that at-risk students are defined as those at risk of not graduating with their cohort. So Infinite Campus has access to millions of points of data over decades of information related to demographics, related to attendance, related to grades, related to poverty levels. All of these different factors create risk for students of not graduating. So they have this, I'm not supposed to call it artificial intelligence, I've heard, but anyway, it's essentially what it is. It utilizes data to go through and analyze all those different points and create a ranking system. And so what they've done is, if they've done that and they're working on rolling it out to the districts, we have access to it. Our team has already started looking at it. And what it'll do is, the way that it works is the top 20% of the grad scores are considered at risk, because those are the ones that are at risk of not graduating with their cohort. This is incredibly important for a couple of reasons. One is it gives a much better definition of at risk than using free and reduced lunch. It incorporates, I think there's 100 or so different variables that are built into this model. So it's able to be very, I think, more accurate and data-driven. The other piece is that with free and reduced lunch, we cannot release that information to the principals. So we provide them FRL or at-risk funding, but we don't tell them which students they can actually apply it to. They have to kind of figure it out. With this grad score, they'll have access to the grad score, and they'll be able to see their ranking all the way down and be able to kind of identify why and really, I think, create services that can be much more beneficial and much more specific to students rather than this grand scheme of things trying to address free and reduced lunch.
Thank you, Mr. Goudie. And who's responsible for developing that grad score? Is that
So Infinite Campus itself has developed the analytics that create the algorithm, I guess is the best way to look at it, that creates that. And so they've used all this data by looking at years of data of these factors drive the most negative results towards graduation or not graduating.
And did I hear you say that those analytics will be accessible for us to use in the future, but right now there's some sort of holdup that's taking place? Is that a state thing? Is it a CCSD thing?
Right now, the state is still negotiating, finalizing the actual final product with Infinite Campus. So the NDE is contracting with them. They've paid for this. They're just working on getting the module finalized. There's a lot of talk about the this specific piece at the Commission on School Funding level as well. And so it's close. Our team does have access to data. I have met with Greg Manzi and Tracy Viscosi around their thoughts and questions, and everybody that I've talked to that understands it thinks this is an incredibly valuable tool that we can use and a much better way of looking at risk.
Thank you. I'll put myself back in the queue. Just want to point out that's another example of our state delaying some critical pieces that the district needs to be successful.
Thank you, Trustee Garcia-Morales.